just me or is there spinach in it? There's spaghetti models and empty rum bottles, and sometimes Louis says hi. Hey, Louis. But you don't get no hurries and don't have no worries, cause we're drunk donkey nationwide. Everybody now. Flies where the page. You know he'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's flies where the page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Did I ever tell you the story of the drunk donkey? Once upon a time, there was this weather woman. You can come as a pilot, you stay kind of quiet, but you know you love watching mice play. So put your drone head shirt on, watch it live on your phone, and drink drunk donkey beer all day. You go down, mice grab the page. You know he'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's mice grab the page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Is that Blobby Bobby? I think that's Juicy Jerry. Yeah, Mike, throw a party, man.
Yeah. We dancing? There's my truck. I love my truck. Oh, man, that's a good Friday tune, isn't it? So we joke around TGIM, TGIT, TGIW. Well, today it's TGIF for a lot of people, for me included. So happy Friday. We made it, everybody. Loopity doopity. Don. What's up, Miss Shelly Ross? Shelly, our admin on the other side of the state, on the other side of the internet. And this is Hunter. Hunter's the only Frenchie that purrs like a cat. Oh my goodness. So we took off yesterday. Had a great day celebrating my mother-in-law, Emily. So thank you for all the good wishes and the condolences yesterday. It was it was a special day. We had I had to dress up. I did post a picture, but I appreciate everybody's thoughts yesterday. And we got Facebook back. We were a little stressed out yesterday. For some reason, it was down a lot for people, and I'm like, this is weird. Well, it's back, so it was only fitting. We wouldn't have been able to go live yesterday anyways. Hunter. So we're going to talk weather. We have Dawn. We're going to talk about Dawn. Dawn is out there. Subtropical dawn. We now have our 5th official storm of the season and our 4th named system of the season. All right, so let's say hey to some folks. We love to say hello to everybody. It's our romper room session. We have a lot of friends on here that come to chit chat. We love it. Like to especially thank ABC for their 5th year sponsoring our Daily Brew. We call our show the Daily Brew because it's coffee talking. Well, we already have coffee talk. That's with Eric Burris. But Daily Brew is our little name for what's brewing. The Daily Brew. What's brewing? Get it? What's brewing? But I'll be going to the Panama City location this weekend, getting my salsa. I love their Cat 5 salsa. Loading up on some TBBC. Taking the boys with us. We're heading to Panama, by the way. So, all right, buddy. Say goodbye. Say goodbye, everybody. Oh, my goodness. Well, anyway, make sure you hit him up this TGIF if you live in the great state of Florida here. And you got to support them. Oldest family-owned in the great state of FLA. So we're heading up to Panama City Beach for some softball next weekend. Not sure the exact schedule of our lives next week, but we'll try to do some. I don't know what we're going to do. It's been a long several years. We probably need a couple days off. Shelly's not going. She's over there cheering, no lives, no lives, no lives. If there's not anything brewing, for sure, we might only go a couple days. Maybe Tuesday, Thursday. I don't know. We'll let you know. But the Brew Crew know first. We have our Brew Crew little chat room. So, yeah, Shelly's working 14 jobs. So we're looking at Dawn while we chit-chat. This is Subtropical Dawn. Not going to go to the U.S. I know 99% of the people watching are continental U.S., so more than likely it's just going to hover between the Azores and Bermuda. So we're going to get into this. There is a couple weird, tricky little possibilities of some energy that's popping off on the south side going westbound. We're going to talk about that. Nothing to worry about. But we still watching that wave next week we're going to talk about that could be potentially something down the road. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. So let me say hi to some people. But anyway, Tim Bolin, she only gives driving directions during hurricanes, and that's if I listen. Usually when I'm storm chasing and the phone rings and it's Shelly, it's like, oh boy, something's bad's about to happen. Like, usually it's when storms surge, like Louisiana. Don't go down that road. So I turned down that road, and guess what? We had a river flowing a mile from the ocean. We had surge. I'm like, I hit the brakes. We've had a few of those incidences. Especially, remember the one around Louisiana down by the coastal areas. Oh my God, that was a little scary, man. The water was coming up. What's that road that hovers? Let me look at my phone real quick. There's a road that hovers right along the coast, man. It was pretty dang scary, man. It was like right there. I can't remember where the hell it was at. Where were we at? Right here. It was, I think it's that road right there. It's 27. Yeah, 27. Holly Beach. We were on 82, basically. That was where the bridge was washed out from Michael. So we had to turn up 27. That was a scary little ride right there. We were on that beach during one of the hurricanes, and the bridge was washed out. I believe the bridge across from, it's still showing washed out. Did they replace it yet? 27? Did they replace? I don't think they did not replace the bridge. It still says ferry. But anyway, that was a scary ride. It was like, what are we doing here? Wasn't fun. But I'll do it again. What's up, Candy? That's right, 82. What's up, Mr. Tim Bolin? There's no, hey, Tor, there's no hurricane coming. So anyway, we are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Thanks to all the TikTok followers. Did you see the Daily Mail clip? Just check this out. This our inbox. Listen, I don't monitor my emails, by the way. So if we don't respond to you, it doesn't mean we don't love you. It's just we get so many emails, and it's just so hard. Some of them go to spam, but this was really cool. This was I got a lot of people messaging me, but this was a Daily Mail UK website, and they actually, I don't know if you can see it, but they actually used this is me. Well, we can turn the light off real quick. There, it's a little better. Maybe a little better. Let's go and bend it. Can't see it. There it is. Oh, there it is. All right. So talking about the Florida heat, and that's in a nutshell. So my TikTok made it all the way to the UK. Isn't that wild or what? What's up, Lou from Texas? Rochelle from Satellite Beach. Beverly, how's it going? Scott Jerzik, is that how you say it? Chip. We went to Frenchie last night. Met an awesome dude. His name was Jonathan, and he wrote me a nice email. So Jonathan, if you're watching, appreciate it, buddy. So anyway, all right, let's talk about it. Hot water, and I made it across the pond. Yeah, hurricanes go from their side to our side. I went from our side to their side, the dark side. I got friends that live over there. Oh, you guys are great. I love reading comments. Richard Sanford, how you been, buddy? Jody, what's up? Miss Jody. All right. Miss Stephanie Stokes, how's it going? Hey, we're coming up with your neck of the woods. We're having dinner with the mayor tomorrow night. Is tomorrow Saturday? What day is it? Yeah, tomorrow night. Westbound and down. All right. I'll pop in and read some stuff, but I don't want to lose everybody. So again, thanks everybody for your nice words yesterday with Emily. And I wore this shirt underneath my formal attire because Emily was a big fan. Hard to believe. So I started Mike's Twitter page before kids. Emily was born in 06, and we started the page in 04. That's like 19 years ago. And so next year we'll be celebrating the 20th year of Mike's Weather Page. 20 years! What is up with that? Crazy. All right, so this is a cool satellite. This is classic subtropical. There's center, and all your convection is way outside of it. Cold core, officially they call it, but basically when your convection is wide spread outside of center, telltale sign of a subtropical system. It's just the effects, the wind speed's the same. Sandy was subtropical. It's just a wider, broader system. Doesn't mean anything different. Subtropical, tropical. Subtropical just means it has more convection outside the center, and you can really see the center really good right here. So it came along good. So I did update the website. So you can go to Mike's Weather Page here. We got all the great links from Tropical Tidbits and Weather Nerds. Some high-resolution satellite imagery. I've added this year. There's 2 links here. Dawn floaters. Oh, that's not the image I wanted. Oh, yeah, I did. Right here. Dawn image floater. These are the classic old-style imageries that you can check out, which I love. So there's a whole page. A couple years ago, they didn't have these activated. Now they're back again. So if you're a weather geek like me and like all these data, there you go. And then there's another link right next to it called Dawn Satellites. I don't know the difference. I just called one satellites. And this is high resolution stuff. So you can click over here and see all the loops that are basically these are all fixed on Dawn. So we get a system a little more close to home affecting people. You'll be more into this kind of stuff. But I was happy to find these links directly linked to the GOES satellite imagery. And there was some people talking. Let's go to Tropical Tidbits real quick so I don't forget. There is a new model this year that's going to replace the HWRF. It's called the it's a hurricane specific model, but the HAFS, we have an A and a B. I don't know the difference yet. I got to do my homework, but basically it's going to be the new U.S. hurricane modeling, and Tropical Tidbits has them on his site, Levi. So if you want to look at specific modeling just for storms, now these only become active once we have a storm. So you can see all the latest modeling, and parent is a larger view, so you can see it more in the scheme of things of where it's at. So if you're curious where it's going, it ain't going anywhere. It's going up and then down. Spaghetti models are great to look at. You can kind of get that sense of what's going on. Like I said, tropicaltidbits.com has them all here. There's the latest. I don't know what to tell you. Eventually it's going to pull north. So, kind of been talking about this. It looked like it wasn't going to really affect the Azores at all. Here's the latest NHC track. Expected to remain a storm. As it loses its, as it kind of limps southward. Eventually it's going to pull north. Let's look at some individual models. Now, Curiosity. So we still have a wave next week we might talk about. That's still in that's still on the plate. But let's talk about Dawn. All right. So let's take a look. We'll go to Tropical Tidbits. We'll look at Euro. This is basically Dawn right here. So we got a little wave down here we're watching. We got Dawn. The one thing that's interesting me is that we have this lingering low that might escape out of Dawn. And, Sometimes it could be a. Don't adjust your audio. So this is interesting. It's showing up on all the models. This is next week. It's a long way away. Dawn's going to hang out for several days. It's just going to meander around between Bermuda and the Azores. But this is kind of curious to me. There's a little bit of energy that kind of gets separated. Dawn splits possibly. Now none of this is really showing up as a development. If it's a mid-level low, let's say, it could bring some juice. Its way, but we'll keep an eye on that. I mean, you just never know. I mean, sometimes mid-level lows have a chance to reach down to the surface. But what I just wanted to point out was next week at this time, it's a long way away. Dawn's going to be hanging out here for a lot of days. But look at this blue. This is just basically energy left over that might find a way over. So, this lowering pressures does not mean development. So I think I saw a couple people asking, what the heck's, on other threads. So what's curious about it is, next week, here's next Thursday on the Canadian model, kind of showing a little bit of low pressure juice. Now let me show you next week. Now the Canadian model is always a little aggressive on lows, but we were showing next week, the possibility that we could see a wave coming across and, no strong model support. The first thing I do when I wake up is look at all the models. But, it is interesting to note the Canadian's still showing a little spot wave next weekend coming across. And, officially, we do have that marked on the Global Tropics Hazards map here. I think it's still there. So, this doesn't mean a guarantee by any means, but it is a first time that we've seen this middle red chances for next week. So it's kind of sandwiched between two sow outbreaks. We'll show you that here in a second. But that's it. So from Wednesday to today, there's really no more support of any wave next week. There's still signs that we could be watching something, but nothing solid yet. Like you start to, I think there's still a lot of dust out there, but it's pretty amazing that Dawn is doing what it's doing that far north. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I haven't seen anybody talking about it yet, but it's pretty not common, trust me, to see a system this far north taking shape like this. That's pretty far north. 35 degrees is pretty far north. Very odd. It just goes with the season. Now the icon is showing similarities with the low pressure next week, and basically showing you some low pressure in the middle of the Atlantic later next week. So that's still, possibility. Nothing solid, but like I said, officially they're showing this area next week. Few models sniffing. I don't even think we should show the GFS, but we will. There it is next week. So even the GFS is showing. So, later in the weekend, next weekend, was when you really would be start to watching close if you're down in the islands. And that's that. For that, let's look at the GFS showing a little energy. Yeah, you see, you get a little sense of some mid-level juice maybe coming over. So that's that. So, bottom line this. We got Dawn. We got slight chance of a wave next week rolling off of Africa. Rolling. We definitely don't have... Shelly, I can't tell you with confidence there's no Daily Brew on Monday. Because Emily got her softball schedule. And we play at 8. What does that mean Eastern time? What is 8 a.m. in Panama? Is that 7 a.m. or 9 p.m.? Hell, I don't even know. I don't even have a watch. I didn't even buy a watch yet. Because you know what? I don't even know. Eastern to Central time, I get so confused. I just know it gets daylight early over there. It's 9? That's good. No, it's bad. That's good. Oh, 9. It's good for me. It means my body's going to think it's later. Um, I'm confused too. I don't even know. Well, the good thing is your phone's update. You know, do you guys see me in my suit? I did Google. It came back quick though. I did Google the tie, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, to do it right. What the hell is that? But I did have to Google my tie. But look, you can see it. Look. I did that. I did that all by myself. That's me. I look like a model. Boop, boop, boop. That's me. I look like, that's my, it's like I could be going to the, you know where. One time going to college, my dad used to help me with my ties, and I screwed it up, and we had a big end of the year presentation marketing. I think it was my final year marketing presentation, and I screwed up my tie, and I panicked. So I remember going to Steinmart, and I asked somebody there, I'm like, listen, you guys do your mannequins perfect. Like, this is like 20 some years ago, and I'm like, I didn't want to be embarrassed. So I'm like, I really want to look extra professional. So can I have a professional do my tie? And they got all nervous. I'm like, yeah, we'll do it. And I'm like, reality was I screwed up my tie and I couldn't get it. I think I'm pretty good now. 49 years old. I think I could figure it out now. So I hung up my suit, and I told my mom, well, guess I'll be saving it for you guys. So, all right, so there we go. Let's talk about some ensembles, and then we're gonna look at some dust outbreaks coming next week. I'm curious on that. Water temperatures. Let's take a look at that. I got to do a rebuttal or whatever it's called, a reply on TikTok, because I got people saying I'm hyping the water temps. I'm like, I'm not hyping nothing. You got famous people posting water temperatures, not me. And then there's data that supports it. So I got to go back on there and do a, I can't remember the spot. Here's 94.3. But one of them hit 98.1, a couple days ago. I think it was up here somewhere. Garfield Bright, maybe that was it. I don't know. But anyway, still hot. This is current temps. Now they do wind up, they look at Fort Myers Beach, 90.7. Let's see what it got to yesterday. Oh man, look at this. Yesterday at Fort Myers, it got up to almost 94 degrees water temperature in Fort Myers. 93.9. Oof. Here's old Tampa Bay. What did we get up to? 94.5 was the most I saw. 94.1 yesterday. It's getting back up there. Look at Panama. What are you doing in Panama? Why is Panama so dang cold compared to everybody else? I know they had all the rip currents. Obviously, there's a lot of upwelling there in Panama. The currents there are definitely pulling up cold air water from below the surface, but it peaked yesterday at 79. I mean, that is cold. I had people, when I was talking about the water temperatures, they're telling me, no, it's freezing up here. You ain't lying. 77, 78, 79 degrees. That's just crazy. Because you got everybody else, 5, 10 degrees above normal, or above that. Not normal, but above that. You go to Clearwater and you're hot. We'll go to Panama and we're going to be cold. We'll be like, I'm not ready for that. Jennifer wants to know, great question, why is it not raining in Cape Coral? Well, I tell you what, it's a phenomenon that's very odd right now. And I don't know if you saw yesterday, I posted a new drought meter map, but Florida is back to D2 severe drought on the west central side, and that is so rare for July. July is supposed to be our rainy season, right? We're typically, you get these sea breezes, and they usually come back, and you get these big rains that roll in. Same thing on this side, everything. I mean, that's just a pattern. But this high pressure system that we've been having up here has prevented the winds from doing that, and we've had a strong, wind off the Gulf, and that creates, a boundary, basically dry air, and everything's been happening this way and missing the west central parts of Florida. And looking ahead, like obviously we got one today, tomorrow, and Sunday, but look at this. This is just unheard of. So here's Monday. We got a high pressure Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all next week. So those winds are going to remain blowing, around. And what it does is what's amazing, we were talking about this too. I was kind of excited this morning when I woke up. So we were talking about this blob on Wednesday. Remember we were showing it on Friday, possibly brewing here. And it did. I mean, the models predicted this little energy left over being fueled, by this high pressure winds. So this is current radar, by the way. This is now. So it's got some stormy weather rolling through, and that's helping cool the waters, obviously, in the upper Gulf Coast. But again, panhandle rains right now happening, pretty intense line. Nothing too severe, but what happens is with look at I added Shelly's link for her. There's Ventusky, just for you, Shelly. New link of the day. New link alert. Burp, 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 burp. Oh my God, Chris, we're 13 inches below average. That's crazy. Mike Souls pulls 94. No way, man. 88 is my number. Hot tub temperature is about 98. Hey, we got new subscriptions. Cool, man. Thank you, Brew Crew people. Appreciate that, man. Brew Crew enables us to do what we do. Thank you very much. But yeah, let's look at this real quick. I want to show you the winds here in Windy, and what it kind of does. So, bottom line, it's very fascinating to me. I've learned something new all the time. Now, love this site. Oh my God! Sorry, I know Shelly likes it, but look at this flow. You can see the flow of winds. This is Windy. It's a premium site, so I got a few more features maybe. But look at that. You can see the wind flow. It's a beautiful thing, right? There's your high. That's what's happening now. But what it does is, we get some northern frontal line energy that comes down, which is moisture, and then it gets fueled by the Gulf, and we have constant storms and rains, which is not good for me next week. Oh my God, Kim, you're gonna not be my friend if we continue with this pattern, right? So there's that. But then what happens is we get the warm Gulf air with the high pressure limiting the coastal areas, and we pretty much get a block here. And most of the storms are on this side of the state. So west winds, dry air, not a lot of moisture to deal with. Most of the boundaries set up convection inland, 75 eastward. So it's phenomenon. I love that word. Phenomenon. Say it 10 times in a row. Phenomenon. Now it's like we're singing Christmas. Feliz Navidad. Phenomenon. So anyway, there's not a lot of rain forecasts in the next few weeks, or a few days, that's for sure. Let's look at some individual rain forecast maps for the weekend, and then we'll get into some ensembles for that possible wave next week we're watching. So daily rainfall totals, let's take a look at this just for fun to see what we got cooking. And we'll look at the whole U.S. and see what we got. All right, so this is nothing. There's nothing. The whole half of the West Coast, nothing, no rain coming. We're going to look at this. Las Vegas is going to be working on breaking its all-time high record on Sunday or Monday. I forget what the all-time high is. I did Google it. I think it was 117. Las Vegas all-time high. 117. So we're going to look at that. They might have a chance to beat their app. And by the way, I had this up. I got to post something real quick. All right, so listen, this will be a fun experiment. I did this last time we did this. So my app, I didn't want to do it this morning because we have a lot of people in Central Time Zone and stuff. And not like Dawn's a real serious storm, but I do notifications. So I am going to do a push notification. This will give you a teaser. Subtropical Dawn formed overnight. Expected to meander in the middle Atlantic. How about that? And let's see. Subtropical Dawn formed overnight. Expected to meander in the middle Atlantic. Website. App. All right, we're going to see if everybody gets this app updated. Now let me know if you guys have the app, if you got the push notification. Now these are very helpful for people, they tell me, in the winter or peak season. Anytime there's anything new or anything to report, I push it on the app. And this is why the app costs money, because this kind of stuff is not free, but people find value in it at least. So we'll see if everybody gets their push notification here. We'll see. All right. I think I sent it. Let's see how long it takes. They send them in batches because it usually takes about a minute. All right. So here's the rainfall for the week. All right. So here's today. You can see rainfall through the day today. Obviously, the whole Florida west side is dry. A little bit of pop-ups on the east side. This is, some more rain around the Carolinas. We get into tomorrow. Pretty dang dry tomorrow. Look at this. A little bit of rain in the Panhandle tomorrow, Saturday. The Big Bend area. But very little tomorrow. This is tomorrow rain. A little more tomorrow night maybe. But you can see very light. Pretty heavy though. Florida Peninsula again. Dang it. I just rented a dang golf cart. All right, so here's Sunday. Very, very little Sunday at least. This is your Sunday rains. Look at that. Again, just like we talked about upper Gulf, rain chances are increased because of that high pressure flow. Some more rain from the northeast isn't good on the weekend. That's not good at all. Here's Sunday. Oh boy, we got more rain close to that Vermont area that got hit really bad a couple days ago. That's not good at all. Holy no. Let's hope they don't get that. That's on Sunday. Monday. It's just going to be dry for a while. There's really no big systems coming to talk about. How about that? Let's look at Southeast, since I'm going to be selfish here and look, because that's where I'll be. Let's look at Southeast total precip for the next few days. Holy cow, there's going to be a lot of rain in the upper Gulf. Jeez. Look at that. That's rainfall through the weekend. There's a lot of juice here. There's a lot of rain. Carolina too. Nothing on the Outer Banks side, but that's total rainfall through Sunday night. We can, again, very, 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 very light along the Florida west side of the peninsula. But there could be some heavy rain there in the mid-Mississippi, Alabama a little bit, lower Georgia. That's rainfall through the weekend. That's 2, 3, 4 inches of rain possibly in spots here across the tip of the Florida Panhandle. That's why the water's cool up there. Oh, somebody got your alert. I didn't get my alert. Oh, I just got my alert. That's pretty cool, man. Subtropical Dawn. Yeah, it works. See? Notifications. Boop, 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 boop. The old school radar for the southeast. Where the hell is that at? I don't even know what I got on there. Old school radar. I don't even know what I got on this thing. Well, at least you like it. All right. Yeah, Chris. Let me tell you what, man. So we towed our golf cart up there last time. That's just a long ride. And even with my truck, I couldn't believe the mileage that I lost pulling that thing. So, holy cow, man. That's a business to be in, man. It's renting a golf cart's almost more than a car. But it was fun. A little rain ain't going to hurt nobody. So let's look at, there's your rain. All right, so there you go. It's pretty heavy rain. This is a pretty big rain accumulation through the weekend. Could have some heavy rain, across southern Florida, you know, it's going to be spotty. Hang on a second, I got to answer this text. Hang on 2 seconds. Hold on a minute. You all sing a song or something. All right. So, all right. So there's your rain. That's interesting. Let's talk about the rainfall. So there's some interest. You know, it's going to be juicy couple days across the upper Gulf. Interesting. Here's that little blob now. You can see it. That was, and this, you know, I'm sure all this is incoming down. And, you know, what happens with all this energy? So basically what happens is all this juice comes down and it gets fueled by this high pressure. And the flow basically just, you know, boom. So here you go. All right, let's look at ensembles. We'll go back to tropics real quick. And let's look at the latest couple Euro runs. So we're looking at a wave next week. Let's look at dust first. Let's look at dust. All right, dust is everything. Dust is in the news. Let's look at NASA's dust map. I like it a little better. It's a little easier to see. So obviously we talk a lot about the Saharan dust layer, and it's pretty thick right now. You know, there's some going through the Caribbean today. It's going to reach South Florida through the weekend. It looks like this is Saturday, Sunday right here. So now, you know, the wave that they're watching is middle part of next week. So there's a big plume coming. That's huge, man. That's like crazy. And again, it could be partly why we're seeing Dawn way up here, you know, because it's missing all this dust. I thought I almost drew a person there. Look, hey. So that's a huge dust plume over the weekend. Here it is right here. So what we're looking at is see if there's any little window behind it. And there has been one showing, you know, break. You know, some of the models showed a little hole right here, but, you know, it's just not going to be the best conditions for a wave next week to try to get going. So that's one deterrent. All right, let's look at some ensemble runs. So these are 15-day of, let me close some windows here. Piece that pops off at dawn, but consistently the Euro's been, you know, spinning up a few storms from our system, but only a few, like very low. Like this is last night's, yesterday's 12Z, almost very, you know, very few. Now, you know, yesterday, a day before, there was quite a few. This was only this model run was overnight 2 nights ago, not last night, the night before. But, you know, out of the 51 members, you start to see a few more, you know, even a couple of them. So, you know, the general thinking is there's going to be a wave here middle of next week somewhere, and, you know, some of the models have been trying to pick up on it. But the recent trends haven't gotten any stronger. So that is good news, kind of, for now, for sure. Let's look at, might as well look at the GFS ensembles because one of them might be right. Let's do the Atlantic and go to 5 degrees. And you can see that wave next week. So, you know, it's enough to talk about. You know, this general area looks like a wave is going to be popping off. We were looking at it Friday. I bet you that we might start to see it emerging here, maybe. Love this map. There's your spinach. This is dawn. Very classic low-level spin, but like I said, the convection is very, you know, outside that because of some shear and the nature of the DNA. But there you go. That's dawn spinning right there in the middle Atlantic. But we were looking at something last week here, mid-level. Usually these things start out more mid-level. And I don't really see anything yet. I mean, it's all kind of speculation at this point. Not really seeing much popping off. We can look at weather nerds and see. Well, we can just look at this old guy right here. This is the long range model. This is, I think generally this whole blow up of convection is what's kind of being shown up on the models coming off of Africa. So, we got a little wave here, we got a little wave there. Nothing's showing up organizing, but more incoming rains for the friends down here in the islands. See that? So this little wave's coming. Got another little one, little rider here. This is the one I think that's kind of being picked up on the models for next week. But there's very low confidence, so we're not going to stress much about that. If you're wondering why we're on Dawn, I don't know if this is really the one or not. Let's take a look. Well, anyway, let's look at it up close. This is Weather Nerds. It's a monster. Man, it wants some rain for the islands. Well, cool. What's up, Brian Russell? Good morning, man. Uncle's name from Talladega is Don. I love Talladega. I wish it wasn't in October. Technically, hot tub is 104. Well, that's our hot tub. But you can set it for 98. 98 is a common temperature for hot tubs. So there you go. Let's look at some long range Euro modeling here and kind of get an idea with the precipitable water. I want to see that one. That was pretty cool. That one's kind of new. It's kind of hard to follow. It is showing this wave emerging off the 18th here. Doesn't do well. Obviously, the latest run didn't do much with it, but so let's see what the GFS shows. Yeah, I don't really think that one's the one. I think there's another wave behind. It's actually showing as the one. So it might be the one behind this one. A lot of times these waves, though, in the past, you start getting these waves come out, and it starts winning the war against the dust and kind of juicing things up for the next one. But, overall, if you haven't been watching a lot of us, the long-range precipitation models are really starting to show a lot of, let's do a 3-month average here. So this is pretty much it in a nutshell. This is what, this is on Tropical Tidbits, by the way. This is a 3-month anomaly map for the months of August, September, October. Bottom line, if you're wondering about long-range tropics, I get the question all the time. People ask me, like, when I see people, what's the season look like? What are we going to have a busy season? And I'm always like, this year, because of the water temperatures, I think we're going to have a few storms to worry about. Whether not knowing where they're going to go is nobody knows where they're going to go. But when you look at long-range modeling, that's been consistently showing above average rainfall and precipitation all the way, the main development region, and going to the north side, which is typical during El Nino years. Doing homework, Caribbean dry, typical during El Nino. I will note, we talked about this on Wednesday. They are not as aggressive with their percentages on a super El Nino this year because it's not warming up like they originally thought. So it's definitely trending to El Nino, but the percentages on a super El Nino are becoming less, which means we would have less effects of a strong El Nino, meaning more opportunity for storms. So the weaker the El Nino is, then the increase of number of storms to be dealing with. Remember, 2004 was an El Nino year, and we had 4 storms come through Florida. Andrew and Dorian began as El Nino years, and they both came around that western Atlantic, along with Florence in 18. We always worry about the Gulf because of Michael, but it does seem like there's a trend that I see with storms, missing the shear and somehow focusing here. Now, whether or not they go here, we don't know. But this is the area that's surprising, and this is typically is shut down during El Nino years because of the shear that's coming across from the Pacific. So very in line with where we hot spots to watch and history. So this 3-month model here on the SIPS model, about the same as CAM, and there's your 3-month average of increased participation. Everybody's participation. Where do I go to I got to go down here. 1 month average. So monthly average. I guess things that stand out for me is it's just the consistency of the increased moisture across the main development region. So, we'll see if it pans out or not. I don't know. October's a little, interesting. If we do have increased precipitation in October in the Caribbean, then definitely we need to watch for our typical late season storms, especially in Florida. But my gut was all year we're going to be watching the Western Atlantic. Bermuda High might be pushed out a little bit more, allowing more of a lift up into this region where the waters are super duper warm. Water maps are just unbelievable right now. So this is very warm water across Bahamas and Western Atlantic. Here's your surface anomaly map on tropical tidbits, and of course it fluctuates. It's weekly, but you can see that and basically following that Gulf Stream, the water. So we got a couple cool pockets in the Gulf, which is good. Overall, though, when you look at monthly averages, because that's kind of where you look at, the weekly stuff fluctuates a lot. So I usually like to look at the monthly averages, and that's where you see this is the area that they're most concerned about right here, starting systems, and then you don't get fooled by the blues and stuff out here as much. This fluctuates with these storms that we're getting in the upper Gulf. But anyway, that's it. That's all we can talk about today. I don't know. This is interesting. I think I shared it on Facebook and Twitter, but hazardous heat map from the 16th to 20th. I mean, I've never seen half the country under red like this. Coast to coast, hazardous heat usually means triple-digit heat index values, at least, and that's pretty much what we're going to see. Unfortunately, heavy rain, a couple days. We just showed that earlier. Hopefully it misses Vermont, but heavy rain in the Northeast here in a couple days. But hazardous heat's the story. Let's look at Las Vegas and see exactly if they could have a chance of breaking their all-time record for temperature, which is 117. So let's go to Nevada. And, actually, you know what? HRR, we might be able to actually zoom right in now that we're within 2 days here. Let's see if we could do high temperature to max high. Let's do, let's see if we get any. We really don't have any cities, I don't think. I thought we were going to have cities, but we don't. Oh, we do have Vegas, though. Look at that. All right, so let's see. Oh, my God. Okay, so, oh, my God. So there's Sunday. That's only 12. Oh, it's only daybreak, though. God, we got to wait 6 more hours. So, wow. So there's, one Sunday morning. This would be like, is it on Pacific time out there? It's either 5 or 6 o'clock Sunday morning. They're already showing 113, 114, 114, 115. Can you believe that? I don't know if we got any other modeling that goes that far out. High resolution modeling. We can go to, let's see what the official forecast is here. Let's go to Las Vegas and see how hot it's going to be. Is it, oh, wait, not New Mexico. Wait, what state's Las Vegas in? Nevada, right? Woo, look at that heat. All right. Oh, man, Sunday they're expecting 118. I knew it. So officially, they are expecting 118 in Las Vegas. That would be an all-time high if that happens. Jeez. We were talking about that a couple days ago, actually. So we could be breaking records. And then Death Valley, they're talking about like the hottest ever there. We were there in Death Valley, Furnace Creek. 128. With a low of 101. Oh my God, it's so hot. I was there one time, a long time ago. Aaron wants to know, when's El Nino? Typically, El Nino is supposed to last all the way through winter, which means a stormy winter for the southeast. Typically, when we have El Nino in the south in the winter, I guess it really increases the storms. That's because the jet stream, cold fronts come down, merging with jet stream winds creates a lot of upper level wind shear, and you get a lot of storms, tornadoes too. But the outlook that just came out, again, they're not calling for lower chances on Super El Nino, but as far as long range goes, January, February, March, maybe starting to come down a little bit. But there's our peak months of our El Nino through the summer. August, September, October, November, December, almost 100% chance of El Nino, not La Nina, but El Nino. Yo, El Nino. El Nino. But I got that link on there if you want to read about it. It's a good weekly outlook that talks about everything. Seasonal outlooks are on here. Here's your seasonal temperature outlook through the month of July, August, September. You talk about long range modeling. July, August, September. Above normal. Everybody. Except for the upper parts of the U.S. there. Nobody's going to be... How about this? Nobody's below normal for the month of July, August, September. Rain outlook. Above normal middle parts of the country. That's kind of hard to tell. They're predicting above for South Florida, but I don't know about that. But it's a good map. It's right here if you want to look at it. It's got all kinds of data. El Nino, La Nina page. I have a lot of fun little links. Like this is the Bob Ross of weather, man. Here's a nice little link. It's a cute little link. Here's the storm map for today. Let's pull this one up. We got big storms in the middle part of the country for today. Let's see what kind of threat level we're going to see here. Some slight chance of tornado, mainly wind and hail. So that's what, Kansas, I think. Wichita, Kansas. So there's your big wind through Kansas. Let's take a look at some high resolution radar now. Let's see if we have a derecho coming. Sometimes we get a derecho. I used to call it Derecho, now it's derecho. Let's see. Let's go to Kansas. See what kind of long range radar we can be looking at today for Kansas. Toto. There it comes. There it is. This is later today. Pretty hefty little line, man. We're going through Topeka, Kansas City. Wichita. There's Wichita. Right there. Big winds. Let's see what we look like. Let's see what we got. Maximum winds. Oh my goodness gracious. Holy moly. They're showing a peak wind of 105 somewhere in this storm cell. Now this modeling map is hard because it does it in hourly increments, so you get this pulsating look. But in reality, that's one continuous line of winds. So it's kind of tricky because it plots it on the hourlies. But in reality, the whole section is the same. But that's a big wind. We could be seeing some pretty dang good winds. Well, see, up here you look at max 105. So definitely a strong line of storms rolling through Kansas today. That's a significant weather event. The rest of the weekend, nothing. So that's good news, man. All right. What do you got? Anything else? Bob Ross, the weather. Oh, well. All right. So remember, next week's live. No Monday live. Don't forget all of our great supporters. We have a local supporter, Done Right Roofing, here in Florida that takes care of a lot of locals in Pinellas County, Pasco, and Hillsborough. They sponsor some cool events, a lot of softball, Palm Harbor Citrus Fest that I took some video from. My hometown, they sponsor that. So we love the community involvement that they do. And definitely appreciate them supporting our page. So if you're local and need some roofing advice, and like I said, look at their blogs sometimes. You can learn so much. They have amazing blogs on everything. A lot of weather-related blogs on roofs. And they got 9 pages of blogs, man. Unbelievable. A lot of hurricane blogs. So it's the orange and blue trucks. When you see one, honk. I still think we should come up with a sign of, like, when we see fellow MWPs, like, you know, Mark and Mindy used to do Nanu Nanu. I think that was them, right? See, can you do? Or that was Spock, right? Was that Star Trek? What was Nanu Nanu? Didn't they do like a special? Not everybody can do that. Try that right now. Look at that. Here you go. Useful tips to prepare your roof for hurricane. So listen, funny story with Emily real quick. So she was born with red hair, and I was always like, red hair? Like, who the hell has red hair in our family, right? I was like, red hair. So she was 3 years old one day on the couch. I think we were watching American Idol, 3 years old. Little Emily took her index finger, and bent it all the way back. Her left hand. And I went ballistic. I'm like, oh my God, she is my kid. Look, I can do it too. Only this finger. The weirdest thing ever. So, and Julie's like, seriously? She's like, you would say that? Why is somebody calling me from Dunedin? Who do I know in Dunedin? Anyway. All right. So, like I said, we are not live on Monday. We'll let you know about the end of the weekend, all right? We'll let you know by the end of the weekend, first part of the week, if what our days are next week, okay? So other than that, man, have a great weekend. It's Friday. I got some work to do. Miss Shelley, you have a great weekend. Appreciate all your help. Cheers to all the new Brew Crew subscribers. We appreciate that. You'll be getting a welcoming mail and some other stuff. So make sure you look for the email on that, all right? So that's it, man. I got work to do. Got a lot to catch up on from yesterday, all right? So we'll see y'all probably Tuesday. All right, no Monday. Have a good one.